The government facing pointed questions there on why only one Canadian appears to be among the hundreds of foreign nationals granted passage out of Gaza. There are 450 Canadians registered with the federal government who have asked for help getting out. For some more perspective on what's happening there and the need to get those Canadians out, Reem Sultan is here. Ms. Sultan recently lost loved ones in Gaza and is looking for ways to help family and friends still there. Yesterday, she met with the Prime Minister to try and do exactly that. Hi, Ms. Sultan. Good to have you with us. Thank you very much for making the time.
Thank you for having me.
We just mentioned in the introduction you do have loved ones in Gaza. I'm wondering what it's like, what it has been like over the past 2 days to watch people leave from other countries, but not Canadians.
No words can describe how it feels to know that your loved ones can't leave when everybody else is leaving. I have my dear friend Ihab, that my best friend's husband, who has 3 children here that are waiting for him anxiously, so afraid, can't sleep at night with nightmares, wanting their dad back, and he hasn't heard anything. I have my dear friend Samah, her father is also, who is elderly, stuck in the north, unable to come because the road is blown. And again, nobody's reaching out to him. It's sheer frustration and anger at this moment because the names for the 3rd day have come out, and it doesn't look like Canadians are on that for the 3rd day.
I know that you spoke directly to the Prime Minister about this last night. You met with him and you asked him, you told me on my radio program earlier, you asked him why other countries had people on those lists and why not Canada. Did you get anything in the way of an answer to that question?
No, nothing that, no, it felt to me that there was a promise that they're going to come out, but, and that they're working on it, but there's nothing concrete that we can walk away with. And as you're waiting, minute by minute, it is constant bombardment. There's no safe place, and anybody can die at any moment. We're racing against time to get people out that otherwise may perish. And these are Canadian citizens. I don't understand. They are telling us what to do. Samah's father is telling her, tell people in Canada that they have to connect with the Red Cross so that I can get to the border. Otherwise, I won't be able to get to the border. It should not be left to Samah's father to be communicating this to us so that we can be communicating it with the Canadian government. The Canadian government sent a task force, like all the other countries, like the U.S., have been able to get. The U.S. have been able to get their citizens out. Australia, European nations, other nations. Why are Canadians not coming out? Why? I just don't understand.
Do you have any sense from the conversation you had with the Prime Minister about why that may be the case, and what could potentially change that going forward, if in fact there are these periods each day going forward where people are able to leave?
So we pleaded with him. He listened to all of us with our pleas of help to get our Canadian citizens out. But he said that it's just there's no safe passages. And logistically, yes, we understand there's no safe passages. That's why we're asking you and pleading with you to call for a ceasefire so that there is peace, so that we can get our citizens out. But even with that, there's no promise for a ceasefire. And I'm with all the horrific things that are happening there, with like the UN person that resigned and said that this is a textbook genocide case. I don't know why we're not calling for a ceasefire. I don't know why we're not getting our citizens out when other nations got their citizens out. It leaves us to think that we are second-class citizens. There is a growing anger and a growing frustration and a growing disbelief that Canada is unable to get its citizens out, and that the Prime Minister is more concerned about the safety more concerned about Israel's right to self-defense than his citizens getting out of Gaza. This is the frustration. So that leaves us with unimaginable feeling un-Canadian, feeling less human, and that should never be the case. So I feel that this has been a failure on the government, on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Minister Jolie, and on the Prime Minister. There's no explanation that day 3 is coming, and no Canadians are out. There's no explanation. The logistics need to be worked out. And we're telling the media what the logistics are. So please, Minister Jolie, the task force that you have need to communicate with the Red Cross or the Red Crescent there to get the people that are stuck in the north that can't leave because the roads are blown up. We need our loved ones home. We're waiting for them. It has been sheer hell. Please get them out. You know, there is a double standard. And I have to call it. I'm sorry, I have to call it. Our citizens, Canadian citizens that were in Tel Aviv, were taken by military planes into Greece, into hotels, and then into Canada. That's wonderful. That's what we should do. That's what any country should do for its citizens. What about the ones in Gaza?
Ms. Sultan, I have to leave it there. I can tell this is not easy. I do appreciate you during such a really hard time making time to talk to Canadians about this. Thank you.
Thank you.